I just played my first commander, and for you, my friends, I have a story of glory and stupidity. Greetings, owners of fine luxury cardboard rectangles. We are here today for a style of video that I don't actually normally do. So we're gonna muddle our way through this together, my friends. I'm gonna talk about my Commander experience, the first game of Commander that I played, which is just a huge muddled mess of confusion, annoyance, delight. Honestly, I had a really fun time. So I'm gonna be real with you. I'm pretty noobish when it comes to this. So I'm gonna give you the rough details, but I'll be real. I don't even know half the cards my opponents were playing. So I remember abilities and stuff like that, but I may not know the cards. So we're just gonna go through everything. I'm gonna try and give you all the information so you can kind of get what my first experience was like. But I gotta say, man, I want to play more Commander. This genuinely seems like a fun format. So for those of you who don't know, I am playing a Hazes on Tamar deck, right? We've already gone over him in another video. If you want to see my Commander in his full glory, go and watch my video from December 1st, where I say Commander has changed forever because I've joined it, and you will see Hazes on Tamar. If you want to know the deck that I'm playing, it's literally the Zendikar Rising Oban Precon with like one card taken out. I took out the dude who lets you draw cards based on the number of +1/+1 counter creatures that you have out, and replaced that with a food chain. I took the Oban away as my commander and put Hazes on as my new commander. Now, I guess the first thing I should say is I straight up cheated. Apparently my deck was like 101 cards somehow or something. I don't know, my deck ended up a little bigger than it was supposed to be, but that's not that big a deal, whatever. It's my first game, and that was one of the things I liked about this setup is how casual it felt. It felt like the beginning of Magic almost, like with its kind of, I don't know what everybody has, what's going on? I'm half dumb and confused, you know? So, at the table, we had my Hazes on deck, which is basically obsessed with putting out lands, landfall, triggers, stuff like that, right? If you take a look at the deck list, you'll understand. There's 3 other people playing. So we played a 4-player game of Commander. So there was, I only know the one guy's Commander. There was somebody who was playing a black deck based around like life enchantments, you know, like I'm gonna put out this enchantment that says, whenever you lose life, I gain life, or whenever you take damage, I gain that much life, and stuff like that, Underworld Dreams. So the game started out by the guy playing that deck slamming down an Underworld Dreams right away. So we've got like that style deck. We've got a rogue deck going on that is a bunch of crazy stuff like Una and whatever. It's like black, blue, swinging with the rogues. And then there was a white-red equipment deck at the table as well. So my deck was very, very underpowered compared to the power level these guys were packing. I literally only know the one commander because my commander got played and one other guy's commander got played. That's something that I found really surprising, was that commanders weren't coming out again and again and again. I actually put Hazon out and he stuck on the board like the whole game. So the game starts out with Underworld Dreams and Buddy, who has the Underworld Dreams, also playing an enchantment that says whenever your opponents take damage, you gain that much life, or whenever your opponents lose life, you gain that much life, right? That's the actual wording of it, but that means that when you take damage, he gets that much life. So everybody, as it went around the table, everybody draws a card. They go down by 1, he goes up by 1. Then he puts out that enchantment that says whenever a creature attacks him, he gains a life, you lose a life, Revenge of Ravens, right? So he had this crazy setup with a number of these different enchantments that just felt awful. And his commander was Lisa, and she comes out, and every time you cast a spell, you lose 2 life or whatever. So every spell you cast, you're going down by 2. He's going up by 2. I'm sitting there with my deck going, okay, there's green in this deck. There's got to be some enchantment destruction. I ran into no enchantment destruction the whole game. It's almost like my deck was teasing me because I did have an answer. I did have an answer for the Underworld Dreams in the form of Abundance, which is an enchantment that instead of drawing cards, lets you go choose non-land or land card, and you just reveal cards from the top of your deck until you hit that card, and put like either a non-land or a land and put it into your hand. So that's a workaround to Underworld Dreams. But I didn't get it out until Underworld Dreams Boy had been destroyed, because now I understand the concept of really painting a target on yourself, right? Like, we would play, normally I play Magic 2-player style. So this guy comes right out of the gate, putting down the Underworld Dreams and all the stuff that's hitting all of us. He's gaining life, and it basically makes everybody turn and go, all right, let's start pounding him. So the rogue player is sending in his little rogues. He put his rogue dude out, stole other guy's soul ring, which was really, he stole the white-red player's soul ring, which was a rough move because the white-red player ended up getting mana screwed, right? So he was kind of hosed at the beginning. I did nothing for the first number of turns, and then I was just playing garbage like Beanstalk Giant. Like, it took a long time for my board position to kind of evolve, and everybody ignored me as the non-threat that I was. I told them right when I showed up, I'm like, this is the open pre-con along with Hazes on. So they're like, okay, and we played, and yeah, they just basically ignored me. Everybody kind of ganged up on Buddy with the enchantments that were smacking us, and by the time we got rid of them, I had already lost half my life, but I was the one who got to finish him off because I had a rampaging Baloth, right? And every time you put out a land, you get a 4/4 token. So I'm playing all these lands. I had like 8 4/4 tokens. They were super, super beefcake. And I almost didn't get to use them because Buddy had a 2-card combo where with the one enchantment he had out, he put out like a Blood Priest or whatever it was and was basically like, as soon as one of you guys take damage, this will instantly win me the game. It's like, what? Oh! But somebody path decks out it, knocked it out. So there's answers flying all over the board. I was able to destroy Liessa once with a ground assault. Admittedly, I was very noobish. I didn't know how to play half my cards, and I completely misread the Ameria Shepherd or whatever the angel is. Here's what she's supposed to do. Landfall. Whenever a land comes into play, pick a non-land permanent in your graveyard, put it in your hand. And if it happens to be a plains that you put out, then instead that non-land permanent goes directly into play. But I misread it and thought it let you grab lands back. And if you grab back a plains, then you would get to pick something for, like, if you grab, if you put out how did it work? If you grab out a plains, then you're going to get to put it straight into play for free, untapped. That's what I thought. Like, I thought how the Ameria thing worked was grab a permanent from your graveyard. If it's a plains, put it into play. And that's how I was playing the card. So I kind of cheated pretty bad, where I had things like, what was it? Cross and Verge, which is like tap it, sacrifice it, go through your deck for a forest and a plains, put them straight into play. So I'd put those into play, and then I'd be like, Ameria Angel's landfall trigger goes off so I can get my Cross and Verge back. And like, I'm saying all this stuff, and nobody's correcting me, right? Until however many rounds into the game where somebody points out, yo, if it's a plains, you get to put the thing directly into play. And I'm like, yeah, I did put the plains into play. He's like, no, the non-land permanent kind of, and I'm like, wait. And I like read the angel 2 more times, and I'm like, oh, guys, I'm sorry. I totally cheated. Sorry. Like, I've gotten multiple extra land drops I shouldn't have got here. So, and they were just like, And it's like, so, like, what do we do? I should concede now, right? Like, obviously I cheated. And they're like, it's too late to fix it now. Let's keep going. And it was like, it honestly felt like playing Magic when I started, where it's, dude, we're here to play and have fun. Like, okay, yeah, you cheated. So what? We're not playing for prizes. We're not playing for prestige. We're playing for fun. And because of that, there was such a casual vibe to the game. So casual and so much variety with all the different cards. Honestly, I've been missing out by avoiding Commander, for real. Looking at it now, I'm like, what? This has so much that I want in the format. So it starts out with black guy playing all of his black enchantments, going bam, 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 going nuts on us, right? I end up taking him out with my Baloth squad. I probably still could have taken him down, even I had a couple more than I should have, but I figured out all the math, smashed him down out of the game, but it left me at 12 life in a precarious position, because now I'm at 12 life with my jank bag deck, and we've got this crazy rogue deck with some really nice looking board position. I couldn't see every creature he had out. I didn't know everything, but he had that artifact that's like, name a creature type when it comes out, Icon of Ancestry. Name a creature type when it comes out, all those creatures have +1/+1, 3 and tap it, get a creature of that type. So he had it set to rogues and had a bunch of crazy rogue stuff going on. So basically, right after I wiped out the guy with his black deck, it moves in, like I finish my turn, and the rogue deck starts his turn, right? And I'm looking at my hand, and I'm like, okay, I've got this Naya charm, and it'll let me tap down somebody's creatures, all of them. So I know this can be used to open somebody up for the final elbow check, right? So basically, I wait until the moment where the rogue deck is about to do this massive combo attack and win the, unbeknownst to me, he was about to do something that was going to essentially give him the game, right? So he goes, I declare my attack. I'm like, boom, I'll tap all your guys. And he's like, I said that I declared my attack. Are you doing it in the declare attackers part or before? And I'm like, I ain't no noob, son. I'm doing it in the declare attackers phase. So he like taps all his guys down and he's just like, oh. And he showed me this like prowl like thing that makes, oh, he was just about to go, he was about to go off, right? So he gets completely tapped down, can't do anything about it. It goes to the white-red player's turn, and he smacks Buddy down with a Sun Titan with like an Ember Cleave on it and everything. Like, he's got multiple swords. He's just like, he's got the, instead of a Build-A-Bear workshop, he's got the Build-A-Problem-for-Me workshop, where he's got a bunch of different equipment, right? So he smashes into the rogue player. Then I turn around and end the rogue player, right? It's actually, if you guys know, it's my buddy Five Staff, Phil. He was the one playing the rogue deck. So I wiped him out, and he actually thought I was going to win the whole game, but I figured that I was going to get taken down by Build-A-Bear workshop guy, and I was totally right. He ended up, essentially, like, I had one turn where I was able to swing in on him, and I sent in a huge squad that would be enough to destroy him, but he was able to settle the wreckage, my whole crew. And I found out afterwards, he's like, that's actually what I was going to do to Phil when he attacked. And I was like, oh no, if I hadn't done that, if I hadn't played the Naya charm, you would have taken care of the problem and I still would have been able to win. Oh, but I mean, I like from the beginning of the game, I figured I was going to lose because I was seriously outpowered, and I was. So he settles the wreckage, all my big squad, which sucked, but I was still able to play some lands because I had the Baloth out, and Mina and Den will let you play 2 lands. So I made some more tokens and whatever, and he swung into me with his guys one time, and I was able to live through that attack. Basically, just throw enough toughness in the way of his setup. It's gross. He's got like he's got a dude out that lets him equip his stuff at instant speed. Okay, and he's got lightning greaves. He's got a sword. He's got an ember cleave, a sword of light and shadow, which gives +2/+2, pro black and pro white. And my deck has white in it. And whenever you hit the player, you gain 3 life and get a creature back from your graveyard. So this guy was sitting at 50 some odd life. Like, he had been taking damage, but kept gaining life back. His setup was gross. So he went to equip his one guy with the lightning greaves. And in response, I tried to be clever. I'm like, pay 1 mana, bounce a land back to my hand with my Living Twister, pay 1 red, 1 colorless, target that guy you're about to put the lightning greaves on. And he just goes, okay, so I can equip as an instant. So I'm going to equip it. I'm going to target it again with the equip ability. And I was like, oh. Well, I just threw a land into my graveyard for nothing. I messed that up, right? So then he ends up with this setup where basically he has this this freaking cow warriors running in with 2 giant bladed weapons, right? He's got the Ember Cleave in one hand, Sword of Light and Shadow in another hand. He's got lightning greaves on him so he can't be targeted. And then he's got some other creature out that I don't even know and didn't even see until he used it, where he can just pay 1 mana, unequip a piece of equipment, and the creature becomes indestructible. So he can pay a mana, unequip the lightning greaves, then re-equip the lightning greaves for free at instant speed, and the creature's indestructible. So yeah, I was like, okay, what am I going to do here? What am I going to do? So I tried, I put in a bunch of creatures or whatever, didn't matter. Next turn, he picks up a Stone Hero Giant, slaps it down on the board. Stone Hero Giant lets him search through his deck for any equipment card, but you got to wait a turn to use it. Oh, no, wait, Lightning Greaves gives haste. So he just puts a Lightning Greaves on it, pays 2 and taps it, and it'll go through your deck for any piece of equipment that you want, put it straight out, and equip it to a creature. So what does he do? He goes and gets another sword, this time Feast or Famine. So now his creature has pro white, pro green, and pro black. Has +4/+4, and all kinds of crazy triggers. But more importantly, it's a 7/7 double striker because of the Ember Cleave. And every creature I had on the board was either white or green. Anything that had red in it was multicolored and had one of the two forbidden colors. So I literally couldn't block. And he just swung in to finish me off with double smashings of 2 swords. It was pretty intense. But overall, like, I didn't feel bad. You don't feel the same way when you lose in a game of Commander when you're doing a one-on-one game, because it's like, I mean, not that losing in a one-on-one game really, oh, it hurts my spirit or whatever, but I'm thinking back to like when I used to play in events and like be a little more, oh yeah, let's play some paper Magic, blah, blah, blah. And I'd like really care more about winning under those circumstances. You know, winning is a big chunk of your fun. There's other ways to have fun as well, but Commander is a different beast, man. And so I sat there while all this stuff was happening and my brain's like, okay, I know there's certain things I need to do to this deck to make it better. And one is I need enchantment style board wipe. I need like an aura shards or some other craziness that will just get rid of all that nonsense. Either way, I had a fantastic time playing Commander. I'm definitely delving more into this format. That game has like sealed me in basically. I thanked the people. I was like, guys, this has been a really fun game. I know I'm super overpowered, plus I have things to do, so I gotta go. But I'm gonna try and come back next Sunday so we can play more Commander. I think I'm gonna make it a regular thing, because in all honesty, when I got home, I was so disappointed that I didn't get to stick around longer and play more Commander. And I haven't felt that way about any physical Magic aside from the cube in forever. So I know you guys were like interested in what I was doing with Commander. There was a lot more interest than I thought. So I figured, you know what? Why don't I do a video talking about the whole setup and everything that happened? Because people were like, hey, will you live stream it? And I'm like, I can't do that. So hopefully this is the next best thing. Admittedly, maybe it's not as perfect as if I knew the name of every card and could give you a play-by-play of the whole game. But it basically went like, I managed to wipe out 2 people in my first game of Commander by just being that little guy over in the corner like, hey, don't worry about me, I'm just down here. And then it's like, hey, let's go get him. You know, it was fun. So let me know what you think in the comments below, my friends. If you like what I'm doing here, like, comment, subscribe. It's all great for the channel. If you love what I'm doing, jump on my Patreon. I'll leave a link on the screen to the newest lore video on my lore channel. Lovely magic lore. So other than that, I guess I'm out of here. See you later.